Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gents, we're going to take a little time. I'm using a different software this time to, let's say, bring the videos to you. We're going to give you the name of it. It's PowerSoft. A PowerSoft Screen Recorder Pro. And it seems to do what I need it to do. The only problem is we got to change the audio output. So let's go volume. We're going to bring the system sound down and keep the microphone sound up. Why? Because I just played a sample and it was louder than me. And that's an impossibility. A lot of people are hearing about global warming and they're hearing about carbon emissions. Ladies and gentlemen, the Earth, the planet that we live on, is a very, very unique place. Not just because of the people or the animal life, but because of what it's capable of. There is not enough carbon emission for mankind to blacken out the sky. There's not enough pollution by man to destroy the planet. Do you want to know why people are getting sick? Why the ozone layer is depleted? Do you want to know why the sun doesn't shine like it used to? The sky doesn't appear like it used to? Let's talk about what they did. Now we're going to bring this up to full screen. Okay, now all I did was typed in YouTube 10 science experiments that could have ended the world. Anyway, pay attention.
The experiment was conducted at the height of the Cold War by the United States, and the bomb was detonated 400 kilometers above the Pacific Ocean. The blast yield was 1.4 megatons.
What the? They exploded a nuclear bomb in the Earth's orbit? What are they thinking of? What were they trying to prove? Huh? You with the juice. You better get on out of here with the alley cat, wearing hush puppy shoe wearing crump kid I saw you with because you dismissed. Sorry, guys. That's from Orange Juice Jones, Walking in the Rain. But anyway, what were they thinking? Ladies and gentlemen, this wasn't a mistake. Before the United States gets into doing any experiments, especially those that are lethal, they test it out. They do the numbers. You guys have seen the movies. They always test it out. The theories. They do the numbers. Let's find out about the numbers. I want you all to hear the story from the very beginning, okay? I don't want you to hear it from that part. I want you to hear it from here. And then you can go and listen to the video yourself, and then you can do research on the 10 things that they have done intentionally. Let's let it play.
10 science experiments that could have ended the world. 10. Starfish Prime. Starfish Prime was the largest man-made nuclear explosion in outer space. It was designed to test the effects of the blast in high altitudes. The experiment was conducted at the height of the Cold War by the United States, and the bomb was detonated 400 kilometers above the Pacific Ocean. The blast yield was 1.4 megatons, 100 times greater than the Hiroshima bomb. This blast was far bigger than expected, and scientists feared that the explosion would permanently alter the Earth's geomagnetic field. This could have catastrophically weakened the planet's protection from cosmic rays, potentially exposing the planet to dangerous levels of radiation. This in turn would have destroyed animal and plant life and posed an increased risk of cancer for humans. In the end,
isn't that what it did? Did it not do what they designed it to do? Aren't people getting sick? Aren't the sun's rays causing harm? Was not the ozone layer there to protect us from the dangerous side effects of the sun's radiation? Ladies and gentlemen, there is this issue on this planet with man. They're getting ready. They've been planning on it for a while. I can't go into detail about it, but you're going to have to do your own research. And it has a lot to do with stuff like this. Sorry, can't talk about it. All I can do is point out certain things. People, if you're wondering why I've been so cryptic lately, not giving all the information, Two reasons. One, I can't talk about this one. And the other, the birth certificates, I gave my word on that to the corporation. So I'm only going to give you what I can. Some of you have been asking if I can deal with personal issues. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm one person, one man. And right now, I'm about to show you the work that I've been working on all day. And I'm running so far behind. And I'm eating at the same time while doing this video, and it's not easy because I don't want you all to hear me smacking. See, don't want to do that. So my plate is sitting here in my hand. I'm gonna set it on the counter there so that I can finish talking to you. I can't give you all the answers. If I gave you all the answers, then you'd end up in jail, or you would end up being shot by the police in the middle of the street with your hands up, talking about don't shoot me. Do you understand? You have to do your own homework. You have to know what you're getting into. You can't just jump out in the middle of the street and think, I'm not going to get hit because there ain't no cars coming, and you didn't look behind you. That's this whole process. You have to know where you're going, and you have to know what's behind you. You have to know where they're coming from. I do. I go back to Puerto Rico tomorrow night, Monday the 24th. And you know what? We're going to have a good time. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you that I've discovered the last 3 days. First, I got my birth certificate notarized. Well, at least the affidavit part of it notarized. Now, when I go to Puerto Rico, because I haven't sent mine off yet. Sorry, can't afford it right now. Oh, you think it just costs you? It costs me too to send it. And no, I'm not going to use the funds you send to have me send. Okay? Everything is all right. Because that I got it notarized, I got 3 copies. Okay? 3 copies. So you know what I get to do? I get to walk into court. They call out a name. And I say, which one do you want? They look at me stupid. Do you want this entity or do you want this entity? Which one do you want? Look, people, when you get it notarized, when you get that notarized document that says that you are the owner of that certificate, you have just separated yourself, but none of you realize that. Oh my God, he's right. Okay. Nobody else is talking about this, but they should have known it. You have just provided absolute proof that that's not you, that you're not that entity. You have just said, I am the owner of that corporation. And you did it without saying, I'm the owner of the corporation. You just attested to it on an affidavit and had it notarized. Okay? That's why you put it on the county record. But see, there's a way of putting it on the county record that most of y'all don't know about. But I do. And that's how mine is going to be done. Why don't I tell you? That's my research. My research. Now it's time for you to research. That's all I'm looking for. I'm looking for some help. People keep talking about they want to help, and they're not helping. Oh, by the way, I don't want to talk about Johnny. I don't want to talk about rockets. I don't want to talk about jet fuel. I don't want to talk about contrails unless the subject is about what they're doing to our planet and what they're doing to us. Okay? Let's get us a little bit more listen. We're going to stop at the end of
the high energy electrons created a brief but extremely powerful magnetic field which crippled 1/3 of all satellites in low Earth orbit at the time. The Soviet Union was so fearful of America's experiments that they proposed an end to high altitude detonations. This led to the Outer Space Treaty of 1967.
Check and see if that treaty actually exists. Look at that. They talked about an outer space treaty. How can they come up with an outer space treaty when they don't control outer space? Who did they make the agreement with? Did they make it with the aliens? They're aliens. Like I said, do your
which
research.
Stopped either nation from ever detonating nuclear weapons in space again.
Okay, that's it. You're going to have to go and look at this video on your own. And there are many others, okay? The 10 times the world nearly ended. There are many other videos. The 10 times something series, I like it. And I've watched many of them, downloaded it to my cell phone and watched them. They are 10 to 15 minutes each. They're not that long, but they're informative. So, there you go. Now, I was watching something earlier today, and I figure I want to take y'all with me. What was I watching? I was watching this idiot right here. Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Like I
gentlemen
told you, I
and
was
ladies,
watching that
ladies
idiot.
and gents.
And I was playing
Ladies
Harold
and
Melvin
gentlemen,
and the Blue Notes in the
I was
background.
talking about my music playlist
And I'm letting
how
that play
I
while
was
I'm
going to be
doing the paperwork.
doing the music
And
playlist
I'm
in the
just going to
future.
let y'all know
Well, it turns out that
I
I'm going to
like
be doing it like this.
that music
I'm
in
gonna
the
go to
background
YouTube.
while I was talking.
And I'm going to type in a name like Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
You
Now,
see?
the song I'm looking for is by Harold Melvin and the Blue
I
Notes.
Miss You.
Is I Missed You.
There you go.
See, this is my song.
That is
Now,
my song.
I want to read.
Okay, sorry. But no, I just wanted to say, I like it. Okay? Now, getting back to the infant estate, I'm actually glad I clicked on that video and looked and saw that's what it talks about. This is something you all should do some research on. I need you to find out where the Treasury Direct main office is located, where they're situated. And then, when you find that out, I want you to think about something. When you get your document placed on the public record, and you use that code that says that you are to be acknowledged as having attained the age of majority, does it say the county recorder of Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri? No, it says the county register. It is a court rule. Now, this was my thinking, and it will continue to be my thinking. There is this organization. Let's open up a new window, shall we? We're going to go here, and we're going to, I hate Bing, so we're going to type in AOU. No, that's AOD. AOU. Go back right there and enter. AOU. What is the AOU? Well, we gotta pump this up. Pump up the bass. What you've been missing in a man, I can supply it. Your wish is my command. Customer satisfaction is guaranteed. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, AOU, none of these are the AOU that I'm looking for. None of these are the AOU. So, what I need you to do is the, got to clear my throat. T. Yeah, I know it's all caps. I'll get rid of that now. Uh-oh. The Administrative Office of the United States Courts. Do any of you know who the Administrative Office of the United States Courts is? Judicial Administration, United States Courts. Who does the administration of justice in the United States? This is uscourts.gov. Let's go. Let's go see who does administration. I've had people argue with me. They're two different jurisdictions. One is state and one is federal. One is criminal and one is civil. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no difference between civil and criminal. It's statutory law. There is no difference. Now, to prove to you that it is no difference, go back and read the Judiciary Act, the very first one of 1789, September 4th, that is. And you will read when the Attorney General's office, the actual Attorney General, when he was first announced as being part of the government. And you will also read in there about cases, that there was no separate courts, no separate jurisdiction. The court heard it all at one time. But they changed it over the years. No, they did not. The same stupid system existed then, it exists now. Day-to-day responsibility for judicial administration rests with each individual court. Day-to-day responsibility for, give me 1 second, bring this up a little bit. We're going to zoom, do we zoom text only? Yeah, look, we'll zoom text only, but it didn't do nothing. I'm using a different web browser. Okay? I'm using a different web browser. And I don't know the web browser just yet, but we getting to know each other. This web browser is called Wazoo. I'm sorry. I believe that's the name, Wazoo. Anybody ever heard of Wazoo? See? Wazoo. W-Y-Z-O. I like it. I really do like it. They say it's an older browser and it's not compatible with Chrome. And it's not compatible with Yahoo. But you know what? I'm not having a problem with it. I like it. Now, here's the things that you all need to know. What's going forth? By statute and administrative practice, each court appoints support staff, supervises spending, and manages court records administration. The chief judge of each court oversees the day-to-day court administration. Important policy decisions are made by judges of a court working together. The clerk of the court is the executive hired by the judges of the court to carry out the court's administrative functions. The clerk is just an administrator. The clerk manages the court's non-judicial functions according to the policy set by the court and reports directly to the court through the chief judge. Among the clerk's many functions are who cares. What you need to know, and this is what many of you don't know. Do you know why they're doing this? Do you know why it's administrative jurisdiction? It's simple. I can show you the, let's see, DECLARATION INDEPENDENCE. Let's see what it says. Declaration of Independence. Text. Well, we have the other one that says full text. Says, no, you're not going there. Not gonna have it. Just wouldn't be prudent. It says the site is untrusted. If they can't trust it. See, that's archives.gov. And it says that that's not a trusted site. What is this world coming to when you can't trust archive.gov of all places? Let's see. We're going to zoom in. All right. Now, what I'm looking for is so that all of you shall know that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men were created equal, and they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that what or whenever any form of government becomes destructive of their ends or these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government. Excuse me, if it didn't work the first time, why you keep trying it? Isn't that idiocracy? Isn't that ignorance? Isn't that stupidity? Mama, no, it's okay. You just keep pushing yourself right to that wall, and eventually that wall's going to move out of your way. What do you mean? That's okay. It's just a little blood. That's how stupid that is. But that's what the so-called founding fathers said. Again, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their society and happiness, or safety and happiness, Prudence, indeed, will dictate the governments long established should not be changed for light or transient causes, and accordingly all experiences have shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evil are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same objectives, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new gods for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter the former system of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having a direct object of establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let the facts be submitted to a candid world. Now, I am going to skip all of that rhetoric right there, because that's all that was, people just rhetoricking, and I'm going to go to the end, because it is most important, Mary. Now, we are looking for some key words, so pay attention to what's said in this declaration, okay? In every stage of these oppositions, we have petitioned for redress, right? In the most humble terms, our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. Reminds us of the courts today, doesn't it? History repeating itself. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which define a tyrant is unfit to be ruler of a free people. Free. We free? Kizzy, we free. We's free, y'all. Anyway, nor have we been waiting in attentions to our British brethren. We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their legislator to extend an unwarrantable jurisdiction over us. We have reminded them of circumstances of our immigration and settlement here. We have appealed to their native justice and, magnanimity? I ain't seen that word before. That's a different word there, Gus. How we pronounce that? Don't worry about it, just read on. Okay, Gus. And we have conjured them by the ties of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations, which would inevitably interrupt our connection and correspondence. They too have been deaf to the voice of justice and continuity. We must therefore acquiesce to the necessity which denounces our separation. We hold them as we hold the rest of mankind, enemies in war, in peace, friends. We, therefore, the representatives of the United States of America in General Congress, assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do in the name and by authority of the people of these colonies, solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are of right, ought to be free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connections between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states, they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which independent states may of right do. And for the support of this declaration, with firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a coup. That's all they were doing. They weren't trying to establish something new. They were trying to take control over something new. They were interested only in the money, the profits. It was not to get independence. What people don't know, because they didn't do the history, these men were not the colonists. They did not come over on the Mayflower. The Mayflower had sailed in, what did they say, 1692? This was 1774, 1776. Ladies and gentlemen, that's almost 100 years later. They came over here for opportunity. They wanted to pillage this land, rip it of its natural resources, and profit from it. Now, if you don't believe me, go ahead and believe that these so-called founding fathers were actually the founders. When I found out that these colonies who had a general congress, did y'all hear what they said? No, wait, hold on, because y'all don't believe me. You see, I didn't know that until I read that this moment. They had a general congress. Okay, where's that at? I saw it. Where'd they say that? No, I know I saw it because they talked about in General Congress assembled, and it was down here then, because if it wasn't up there, it says the representative of the United States, and you see that right there? Lowercase? Why'd they do that? In General Congress assembled. They already had a Congress, ladies and gentlemen. If they weren't breaking away from Britain, why did they have a Congress? What was their intention on having a Congress? Britain had a Senate. They controlled everything. But the colonies had their own Congress. Something wasn't right. I don't need no history lesson on it, because I just read it for the first time today. That means that they were more than just colonists. That means that they were plotting a coup. That's all it means. Because they were assembled. And according to Britain, if I was the king, that would have been an unlawful assembly. They would have all been shot for treason, because that's what their actions were. They were talking about defecting from the rulership of the so-called sovereign at the time. I'm not a big fan of Britain, not a big fan of any of their kings. Have no respect for none of them. Caligula, ruthless idiots known as Tiberius, these were all idiots. None of their kings were noble. None of their kings were great men. No, don't you just hold on there 1 second. Please, I'm talking about men. I'm not talking about great men. I'm talking about just plain old men. That's all they were. Look, if you got 100,000 men doing what you tell them to do, that doesn't make you a great man. It makes you a dictator. If you have 100,000 men that say, hey, we're with you 100%, and you tell them, you're not with me, you're with yourselves, I'm not running nothing, then you're just about gonna make yourself, without even trying, a great man. See, great men are great not because of how they command people. No, they're great because they do not command people. If you don't believe me, go back and look at history and look at all the great men who were really great men. Now, mind you, We're told that Alexander was called the Great before he was even 30 years old. And you know why? Because Alexander didn't command. That's right. He went and he conquered lands, and he literally left all of the people who were ruling, left them in power. The only thing they had to do was acknowledge him as the leader, ruler. That's all. And they get to stay in power. The society didn't change, and everybody loved him for that because he didn't change nothing. So yeah, by that marking, he was exceptional. He was not a normal man. Not your average guy. All right. Now, I just brought that up because certain things disturbed me, and I just thought I'd talk about it, and this was one of them. Now, let's get rid of the Declaration of Independence, and we're going to talk about something else. We are here, and we're going to go, what are we going to do? What are we going to do, Gus? We are going to go to the United States Constitution. That's where we're going to go. Because we need to show you what's going on in the courts. We talked about the administrative office of the court. We need to know why they're administrative. We need to know why all of the courts are administrative. Well, you just read it on their site. You all just read where the administrative office of the court said that all of the courts of the United States, it's not taking me there. Oh, it's not taking me there because it only took me to this page. I thought I was already off this page. Let's go to their official site again. The administrative office of the court, this is their site. They make themselves look so great, don't they? This is not the site I went to at first, so let's go back. Let's go back. Oh, can't go back. We have to get rid of that to get back. We're going to go here because this is where I read it at. Okay, it talks about all of the courts and how the courts operate individually. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to pay attention because people are not getting this. And I can't force feed this information to you. Do you see anywhere in this wording? Wait, hold on. Because y'all don't hear me. I'm the idiot. People keep criticizing, claiming that I'm this and I'm that, and I understand. If you can't beat your enemy, you talk about them. And if you're jealous of somebody, you talk about them. That's why I decided not to talk about certain people, so people won't get a misunderstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, day-to-day responsibility for judicial administration rests with the individual court. By statute and administrative practice, each court appoints separate staff, supervises spending, and manages court records. The chief judge of the blah 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 court, the chief judge of each court, are you catching on? Oversees the day-to-day administration. Does it say federal district court? Does it say federal appeals court? Does it say the federal bankruptcy court? Does it say the federal tax court? Does it say the federal claims court? No. It simply says court. And remember, whenever they say court, in lowercase letters how they're going to mention it. Do you know who the court is? Ladies and gentlemen, do y'all know who the court is? Y'all don't know who the court is. See, that's a shame. Ladies and gentlemen, the court is right here. This is their website. This is the website for the United States Office of the Administrative Court, or the United States Administrative Office, or the Administrative Office of the United States Court, sorry. Been saying their name so much, so long. This is the court. So whenever you see the phrase the court, this is who you're being held in contempt of. This is who is ordering you to come to court. Okay? Look, take a look, people. Have you seen the word federal? Federal court form. See, there's the word federal for the first time. I've been looking for it. But the Administrative Office of the United States Courts, federal judges talk about personnel or personal character building challenges in their lives that prepare them to serve on the bench. Yeah, whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, the Director of the Administrative Office of the United States Courts, he's an idiot. Sent me a letter, his attorney sent me a letter telling me that this so-called idiot who's a judge said that they are part, well, no, he said that, because I was doing a FOIA request on him, and he said the judicial branch is not bound by the FOIA statute. And I wrote him back and I said I wasn't writing the judicial branch. I was writing the Administrative Office of the Court, a private corporation. If you don't believe me it's a private corporation, go to the ForShare site and look for the EINs. You have the EINs for the federal agencies of the United States. And you will see that the United States, federal courts and the public. Anyway, I'm sorry. I need to correct something. You see how I was saying it was not saying federal? That's because I was on this site dealing with judicial administration. And even though it looks like it's the same site, we both can see that it ain't. This is a whole new different page talking about whole new different things. Administrative Office of the United States Courts. Agency within the judicial branch. Do you see that? It says it's within the judicial branch. That's not true. They're a private corporation. And this is where they get off. They just make statements and people believe it. The Federal Judicial Center. You know what they do at the Federal Judicial Center? They have seminars. You know what they do at their seminars? They talk about people like me. How to combat the way we respond to them in court. The United States Sentencing Commission. Now, I want you to pay attention to that list of federal agencies. And you're going to see the United States Sentencing Commission. You know what? Let's do this. F-E-D-E-R-A-L-B. I don't know how to spell that. At least I'm hoping that's close to how you spell Bureau of Prisons. It'll correct it when it goes to Google. Prison Inmate Finder. I have some people that I have to look up. I promised them I would help them in their cases. And when I do finally help them, I will do that and I will not deviate. They will come first. So I don't want y'all getting mad. But I gave them my word. Okay? Alright. Now, we're going to go to the official site for the Federal Bureau of Prisons. I want y'all to see something unique about them. This is their website, the Federal Bureau of Prisons. I don't want to look up an inmate right now. I just want to find out a little bit more about them. Would you all like to join me in finding out a little bit more about the Federal Bureau of Prisons? They're such a wonderful organization. Let's go to location. Come on, location. Look at that. That's a pretty site. I wonder how much that building cost. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm looking for a specific location. Let's go to general information. If it's not here at general information, then I'm going to go back to where I was. I don't want any of these. Nope. Don't want none of those. Central office. You can't even click on that. I don't care about that. I need to go back to here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go list of our locations. And we want Grand Prairie, Texas. Y'all know Grand Prairie, Texas, don't y'all? Grand Prairie. There it is right there. Grand Prairie, Texas. Let's click on that. This is their headquarters. Anybody ever been to Grand Prairie, Texas? Grand Prairie? Come on now. Y'all been to Grand Prairie, Texas. This is an office complex providing services and human resources. Who are they humanly resourcing? Inmate systems and financial management. This is Grand Prairie, Texas, y'all. Notice Grand Prairie, Texas is United States Armed Forces Reserve Complex. 346 Marine Force Drive, Grand Prairie, Texas, 75051. That's right, Grand Prairie, Texas. The Department of the Federal Bureau of Prisons It's on a military base. Now, do y'all understand what that means? Hey, we were supposed to do that. Where is it at? The United States Constitution. This is the United States Constitution. We're supposed to be looking up the United States Constitution, right? I want Cornell Law. Let's see. It's supposed to take me straight to Cornell. Oh, that's because this is Yahoo. This ain't Google. I'm going to have to change that soon. That's archives.gov, archives.gov, Wikipedia. I'm looking for Cornell Law. Where's my Cornell Law? Oh, I don't believe this. You know, Google with Cornell Law is the first one on Google. I'm about to change myself some web browsers. Give me my Skynet. Where's Skynet when you need them? Well, anyway, I can go here and pull up the Constitution of the United States of America, or I can go here and pull it up. I would pull it up here because I just need to see the Second Amendment. I don't want to download nothing. No. I said, oh, that's because it's a PDF. Let's go with the full text. Man, it would have been better if I just had my Cornell Law. All right, what we're going to do, I don't care about that. I'm looking for the amendments. What's up with y'all? Okay, full text of the Constitution. Thank you. That's what I clicked on. Oh, look at this. People, I'm doing the best I can. Dealing with people say it's the web browser. Yeah, it's not the web browser. It's Yahoo. They set it for Yahoo. That's the problem. Yahoo. Anyway, I'm even surprised they're still in business. As weak as they are as a corporation, a company, I am surprised. But who knows when you got Skynet around. Okay, let's try it one more time. And then if not, I'm going to go to Cornell Law. We're going to go with the Bill of Rights. We're going to leave the articles alone because I care less about the articles. We're going to go with the Bill of Rights. Now, as I told y'all, many of y'all, and I said y'all because we're talking about Grand Prairie, Texas, y'all. So y'all is the appropriate word. Y'all, so that y'all will know. We are talking about the First Amendment. Now, this is the first and second article. I don't care about articles. I'm not reading a book. I'm reading a Constitution. Uh-oh. That's the end of that. Where is my Constitution? Oh, there it is right there. They call them articles. Interesting, so they ain't called constitutional amendments. Now, this is the problem. Article the first, not ratified. Oh, they're talking about the ones that were ratified. You mean the First Amendment wasn't ratified? Anyway, the second. No law, compensation, senators shall take effect, and Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion. That's the First Amendment. I'm looking for the second. That's where we're going. We're going to the second one. And the third one. But, well, regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. No soldier shall, in the time of peace, be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in the time of war, but in the manner to be prescribed by law. You see, the military was to protect against foreign invasion. Foreign invasion. They were never supposed to engage the people. Do you guys see what that means? Y'all don't see what it means, do y'all? This is the military. They're housing U.S. citizens. That's right, I said U.S. citizens, minors. And their military complex. All prisons are governed by this right here. The Army, not the government. Oh, I'm sorry, the Army is the government. This is a military government. It's a military industrial complex. You've heard that phrase before. That's what's going on. Don't take it from me. This is their website. I did not make this up. When I found out about this, I'd already had a document where somebody sent me this page. They didn't send it to me because of it being on a military base. They just sent it to me. And I just put it with all the rest of my papers. I'll get to it when I can. But then somebody did some non-UCC filings for me. And they sent me copies of it. And the idiots went through my legal mail and read it. And so they put me in lockdown because they said I was one of them terrorists. That's right, put me in lockdown for 5 months. It was against the law, against their rules, but they did it. Nothing happened to them. They did it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's when I started to wake up for real. Because the individual who wrote the shot, that's what they call them, shots, who wrote that little stupid complaint against me, did it from Grand Prairie, Texas, this military complex. And when I saw it came from a military complex, I'm like, you don't have any authority over this. This is the Federal Bureau of Prisons. What is the military doing writing up anybody in a federal prison, and I'm not even in your facility? That's when I realized what was going on. That's when I realized it was all military. So those of you who want to fight, you cannot fight against the military. Those of you who are thinking like Alex Jones that the military is going to side with the people, you people are idiots. They have put in place those who are going to listen to them. They've done that on purpose. They have bought them with gifts and bought them with secrets, because people have a lot of secrets they don't want out there in public. I was talking to someone today, and we were talking about the situation with my former company. And we talked about how somebody came in and their intentions were good at first, but then their intentions became really clear in the end as to what they wanted to do. That's what the military's been doing. That's what all the promoting is in the military. Oh, by the way, get out to vote. Y'all gonna vote, right? Go on out there and vote. Why are they telling everybody that their vote counts when it's all about the Electoral College, where the people do not get to have a say-so in who's the next president or who's the next unpresident? Why are you people participating in that stupidity? Your vote doesn't matter, doesn't count, never mattered, never counted, but all of you guys are paying attention to Donald and that Hillary character, thinking that any of that makes any difference. They are not the ones in control. Obama has not been in control of anything. He can't even control his own bowel movement without asking for permission. That is the worst place in the world you want to be, is the ruler of some country. Because as long as the military controls, you are being controlled. They control when he wakes, when he eats, when he goes to sleep. They control what side of the street he walks on, if he walks on the street at all. That man has no freedom. He's more of a slave than the slaves were. Barack Obama. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to bring this little bit out about the amendments. Now, what I want to do is I want to go back to the Constitution. Okay? Now, we're going to go here. This is constitution.org. Now, I say .org sites usually are information field. So this one, I should have come here to begin with. So I give Yahoo some credit. This was one of the number one ones up on the Yahoo search. And so it gave me what I wanted. This is what I was looking for. I was looking for the preamble, y'all. And I was looking for number 2. But anyway, notice this. Constitution of the United States of America. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice and ensure domestic tranquility, provided for the common defense, military, promote the general welfare, oh, your mama's on welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Now, pay attention, people. These people have established justice. Excuse me. How did they go about doing that? Is justice something you can control? But they did. They established it by statutes and by codes and by regulations. Yep. They established justice. So, when they talk about they're doing everything in the interest of justice, they're not talking about actual justice. The Bible says Jehovah is a God of justice. These idiots have nothing to do with Jehovah. They don't recognize or acknowledge Jehovah. So they are not about justice. Their justice is not what you think. So stop thinking that. They created justice. They are administering justice. You don't believe me? Okay, let's go back to Google. Uh-oh, my bad. We're going to go back here to Yahoo. Yahoo! And we're going to do administration of justice. And we're going to go enter, and let's see what we get. Criminal Justice Program. Administration of Justice definition. The legal definition of administration of justice is the personnel, activity, and structure of the justice system, the courts and police, and the detection and investigation. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, it is not your definition. It is not your understanding of justice that they are providing. They are providing their system of justice. Even Wikipedia says the administration of justice is a process by which the legal system of a government is executed. Excuse me? That's not what it meant originally. Interesting. They're administering justice, establishing it and administering it. Why am I telling you this? Because of the administrative office of the United States courts. That's why I'm telling you it. So that you'll know who you're dealing with. They're dealing with judicial administration. They're getting it from the Constitution. That's where it's coming from. Oh, dang it. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I got to take you back to the Constitution. There's one amendment that none of you pay attention to. And I need you to pay attention. Okay? I need y'all to pay attention. Where did we go? We went to the org site. Dagnabbit. Yeah, that's the Constitution still. Administration, nope, went too far. I'm looking for that one.org. .org. Thank you. This is the other one. I wanted the first one, but this one to do. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go down to number 14. Grades. I don't care about no grades. I want the full text of the Constitution. What they give me grades for? I need no grades. See if they're going to give me a menu. Because I want me some french fries, some hamburgers, and some cold cocks. All right. Yeah, we can do. No, that's Amazon. I don't want to go to Amazon. That's all Amazon's going to do for me is show me books. I don't want books. Declaration of Independence. Judicial administration. Nope. We get rid of you. And we go back to United States Constitution. And I got to find me something that's going to give me what I'm asking for. Sorry it's taking so long, but I'm looking for one thing and I can't find it. Constitution.org. That's the one I was looking for. All right. We're going to go down. We have to go down. I pick it up. I put it down. I am. That's section 4. No, that's elections. I don't want elections. Everybody else can have elections. That's Article 1. I don't want articles. I want the Constitution. 8th Amendment. We're going to go down to the 14th, y'all. That's 13th. Here's the 14th. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ain't going to talk about this junk. Wait, hold on. Right here. We're not going to talk about none of this. I don't care about this. You shouldn't care about that. We're going to talk about number 1. People have been debating with me lately. So let me let y'all know what a U.S. citizen is. Okay? All persons born and or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. Subject. In subjection to the jurisdiction thereof. Minors. Because remember, they're administrative. They're administering estates. If you don't believe me, then you don't understand that all courts are probate. It's all about probate and equity. They're administering estates, so all the people who have not attained the age of majority are minors, United States citizens. Because it tells you right here, are citizens of the United States. I just lost my section. Did y'all see how quickly it went? Wait, powers of several states. I wish they wouldn't call them articles. The Eighth Amendment, the district, case of removal, no, too far. I'm looking for my section number 4. Where you at, 4? Nope, too far. Went way too far up. Here we go. Oh, by the way, when the IRS or somebody says that you owe a debt, the validity of the public debt as authorized by law, doesn't matter what it's for, shall not be questioned. That's why you can't win. The only way you can win is when you bring up that they did it as a result of insurrection and rebellion against the United States. That's the only way, and you have to figure that out. Okay? That's the only way. Any debt that they claim that they're getting on behalf of the United States, and all the courts are debt collecting courts, you can't win. Because whatever they're doing, it says that there is no law against it. It's 100% valid. They can do whatever they want to collect the debt. Congress wrote that, by the way. All right, all persons born and naturalized in the United States are citizens of the United States and the state of which they reside in. Look at that. It covered both. United States citizens. And what is the state they reside in? The District of Columbia. Okay, no state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges and immunities of citizens of the United States. See, people, I told everybody, I said, I want those privileges and immunities. That's right. Give me them benefits. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't want the privileges and immunities of being a United States citizen, being a minor. Okay? Oh, by the way, the Supreme Court says that the Due Process Clause is right here. Due process. This is the Due Process of Law Clause. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a lie. They say this is the Equal Protection of Law Clause. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a bold-faced lie. It's only a due process of law clause for the, shall I tell you? For the minors. The law does not apply to them. So we got Article 8 right there. That's number 6. But let me tell you where due process comes from. This is the Due Process Law Clause. It's the 5th Amendment. Now, if it's in the 5th Amendment, why is it in the 14th Amendment? Why are they repeating amendments? Because one is for the majority and the other one is for the minority. Okay? I'm not a person. I'm not a person as defined by law. Excuse me. No person. No, I'm a person. I'm a natural person. But here's the point. All of those baseless arguments, that was junk they threw out there to keep all of you confused, saying all kind of stupid things, making you look stupid in front of the court so that you look crazy, so that they can order you to have psych evaluations. And for all of the morons out there who said that this man was crazy, out of his mind, didn't know what he was doing, didn't know where he was going. Please understand, 7 psychiatrists, 7 have all said I was competent. 7. As a matter of fact, they sent me to, literally, they tried to civilly commit me. The judge, he got mad at me because I caught his friend lying on the sand, lying on the bench. Called him on it in front of the whole court, embarrassed him so much that he looked like a fool when I pointed it out. Well, because you're getting a different translator, there's no need to have the transcripts of the hearing. Oh, I'm doing it because I need to impeach someone. Well, if he's not going to be here, then who are you going to impeach? I just resolved that by giving you another translator. Oh, no, I'm going to impeach you. You're the liar. And you should have seen the look on his face. Yeah, you're the one who lied. You said blah, 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 blah. I never said that. Oh, yes, you did, because you said that. That's when I said this. That's why I need those transcripts. They never gave me the transcripts. 2 weeks later, he was recusing himself because somebody had accused him of lying on the bench, and he didn't want there to be a conflict of interest, so he removed himself from the case. So, once again, you can't play the game I'm playing. going to Puerto Rico because I want to make sure they understand that this was the wrong man. What? So you can't play the game I'm playing. And I will be careful. Jehovah won't allow me to disrespect them. And I have not to this day disrespected them. But they cannot win over me. I had my vacation. Now they want to play. And I'm prepared to play, ladies and gentlemen. I am prepared to play. I had my second win, and I needed the second win because they put me through a lot. Having my life threatened every day. Having inmates surround me. And who had no clue as to what was going on, but they wanted to jump me. I got to see people beating each other up, hitting people with socks filled with batteries or with other metallic objects, and stabbing people with shanks they made from tearing up the mirrors that were on the wall. That's what I got to see. Was it horrifying? No, because everybody knew that I was one of Jehovah's Witnesses and I didn't play that. But I also knew that the God that I serve would not allow any harm to come to me, and none did. Some of you have shown a great desire for caring about my safety and worrying about me, and I appreciate that. And do not for 1 second think that I do not appreciate it, and do not take note of your comments. I forgot Nick. I believe his name is Nick. Nick, stop writing me in the comments underneath the video. The email address is on the YouTube channel. Either call me on my number or send me an email, but do not put your comments in the comment section because I don't read the comment section, people. I got too many other things that I'm doing, so I don't have time to read the comment section under the videos. All right, let's get to the point of this video. Ladies and gentlemen, I've shown you what I wanted to show you, and now for the rest of the story. Wait, who was that used to do the rest of the story? No, I can't even think of his name. It's been he died a couple of years ago, but I can't think of his name. And there you have the rest of the story. Do not email me, text me, telling me, oh, his name was... Okay, don't want to hear it, and ain't that important. It ain't got a thing if you ain't got that swing. Do-wah, 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 do-wah. You see this right here? This is legal tender. Good for the payment of all debts, both public and private. So, do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen. I got to put you on hold because I can't let you see the actual document because it has personal information on it. I got to close this. Yes, get rid of that. If it ain't there no more, I don't need it there. Okay, that's fences. I got 3 and I don't have the code for it, so I'm going to get rid of it and put 2 back on here. So I'm going to pause y'all for a second. Give me 1 second. They told me the button to push to pause y'all, but I don't remember, so I'm just going to pause y'all. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. We're going to turn down Windows Media just a little bit, because if it's a little loud to me, it's a little loud to y'all. See, I like this right here. You know what I mean? Perfect, ain't it? All right, it says these notes. This is in a document that I just showed you. Government issued notes were printed in denominations ranging from $10 to $5,000. As the United States Supreme Court rendered in Thompson versus Butler, 95 U.S. 694, 1877, that a coin dollar is worth no more for the purposes of tendering in payment of an ordinary debt, remember that, than a note dollar. Basically, they were saying dollar for dollar, equal value, equal power. A coin dollar, a penny. Look at the back of a penny, it says penny dollar. Look at the back of a quarter, it says quarter dollar. They all say the word dollar on it. It doesn't matter if it has an S at the end of dollar, it's still a dollar. That's what the Supreme Court said. Now, notice what it says. The law, this is continuing with the Supreme Court, the law has not made the note a standard of value any more than a coin. That's right. In fact, to the present day, the law does not make the note a standard of value. Congress has already ordered by Banking Act that they be printed in denominations as noted above and below, never distinguishing a value between each of the items that has the term dollar on their face or back. It is true. The Supreme Court says that in a market as an article of merchandise, one is of greater value than the other. But as money, that is to say, as a medium of exchange, that's right, we're meeting minds, medium, as a medium of exchange, the law knows no difference between them. Now, this is me talking, so that you know that when used as money, Federal Reserve notes are all equal in value, whether it's a $100 bill or a $1,000 bill. As to the current date, the dollar is backed by nothing of substance. Now, I can't just say this without proving it, right? So let me prove it. Notes, Federal Reserve, from the second and third issuance of U.S. notes, carried the following obligation. This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private, except for duties and imports and interest in the public and receivable in payments of all loans made to the United States. This is no longer the case at present, which is really interesting. Yeah, see, before they were good for this, they were good for that, beyond just legal tender. But notice what it says now. Authorized by the Act of Congress of March 3rd, 1863, the note was issued in denomination 1 to 10,000. Series dates consisted of 1869, 1874, 1875, 1878, 1879, no, it's 80, 1907, 1917, and 1923. Now, by the way, you need to pay attention. 1877, which is in between here, the Supreme Court said that it had no value. They were equal in value. Now, that's in between here. So all of these acts right here, there has been no case from 1877 until the current date that gives a value to the dollar. The Gold Repeal Act took care of that. Okay, all of these notes carried the following obligation. The United States will pay to the bearer blah, blah, blah dollars. This note is legal tender as it's at its face value. Face value, baby face. I think that was just one song. Oh, goodness. All right, we're going to play it again. Play it again, Sam. Yeah, documents. Let's go to something a little bit longer. Let's go to this one. It says R&B. Well, rap R&B. I'm going to let it play because I can't tell what it is. I don't listen to rap. No, this is R&B pop instrumental. All right. Anyway, let's get back here. This note is legal tender at its face value for all debts, public and private. That language has been intentionally omitted. Why? It is no longer a United States obligation. Is why. Except duties on imports and interest on the public debt. Note here the exception. There was an indication here of face value, but we must remember the Supreme Court decision was in 1877, and the notes had this inscription on them at that time, and yet the Supreme Court still reached the conclusion that the law has not made the note a standard of value. Now, as authorized by the Legal Tender Act of 1862 and 1863, the obligation of these notes was worded as follows. The United States of America will pay to the bearer $10. This note is legal tender for $10, subject to the provisions of Section 3588 RS. This note is legal tender at its face value for all debts, public and private, except for duties on imports and interest on public debt. Okay, now let's find out, what am I trying to say to these idiots? Okay, it works like this. The wording has changed by the act, was changed by the Act of Congress, May 12th. I kept telling you guys it was either March 9th through 12th or May 9th through 12th. Well, I found out that it's May 9th through 12th. Oh, and I'll be putting up the statute at large on the Forshare site. It's a lot of statutes at large, and it's going to take a while, so you just have to wait. All right, let's get back to this. This note is legal tender at its face value for all debts, public and private, and it has remained that way to this day. The Act of May 12, 1933, the Federal Emergency Relief Act, or the Bankruptcy Act. People keep thinking that the Gold Repeal Act is the Bankruptcy Act. No, all the acts of 1933, the financial acts, were the Bankruptcy Acts. Public Law 73-15, Stat 48, Stat 55. Remember, 48 Stat, what is it? I forgot what it is for 112. Okay, the June 5th and 6th Act of 1933. That's the Gold Repeal Act. Now, 12 U.S.C. 414 has as amended by the Act of June 21st, 1917. And then it gives us that June 30th, 1934. Then it gives us that June 12th, 1945. Gives us that and March 18th, 1968. These are the acts that associate with this. This is taken directly from the government site. Okay, so let's see what I'm saying here. It has been a problem in our banking system where individuals have been duped into believing that they are receiving money. Federal Reserve notes are not money. They are only a medium of exchange. As money, that is to say, a medium of exchange, the law knows no difference between them. This case has not been overturned, and Congress has still not made the note dollar a greater value than one another. Okay, on January 10th, 2014, the Consumer Financial Protection Agency, the CFPB, issued mortgage servicing rules designed to protect the borrower when it comes to mortgage loans. Ladies and gentlemen, let me cut this off, let you in on what I discovered. Okay, we're gonna turn down the little beat in the background because in my ears, and I got on these little tiny headphones, it's in my ear. So if it's we're supposed to be at 3 anyway. Let's see, that's 0. Let's go 3. Yeah, we're supposed to be at 3. It's been a long time, but like I said, I'm working with new software, so I don't know how it's sounding to you guys, so I just turned it completely off. You see that? Just turn it off. All right, let's get this so that you all will understand, and I can conclude this video and go on about my business and go to sleep because I get on a plane and I don't arrive in Puerto Rico until the next morning. It's going to be a long trip. Let me go ahead and let everybody know that as far as the lawsuit is concerned, before the attorneys, I had to call them and pitch them what I was doing. The last 3 days, the attorneys have been calling me, and when they can't reach me, they call my brother's phone. Now, give me a second. I got a cough, and I don't feel like covering up the microphone because you'll hear that. 1 second. And see, I'm in northern Los Angeles County, a place called Lancaster. And in Lancaster, right now, the temperature outside ain't like Puerto Rico. See, Puerto Rico, I have to turn on a fan at night, okay? And that's okay, because it's comfortable. But here, man, in the morning, I got to plug up a floor heater because it's that cold. So, sniffling and everything, and it's just irritating. I got to get back to Puerto Rico. I got to get back to paradise. Who will call that paradise? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, to give you guys a better understanding of what's going on with the lawsuit, this is the understanding that the attorneys are starting to see. You see, the guy on the phone who asked me about the mortgages, you guys all heard the call, and he told me, well, are they just to get the house? No, that's preposterous. No, the deed of trust. Ladies and gentlemen, the deed of trust specifically says that the mortgage default insurance is in place to protect the lender in case the borrower should fail to pay and is not able to pay. That's what the insurance is for. That's the law of the trust. You guys don't understand law of the trust, do you? All right, I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm not going to keep showing you all this stuff. You should be doing your own research. Let's see, Federal Reserve Bank. Let's go second letter. Let's go down. I'm looking for the law of the trust. That's assignment. No. It's not in this document. Single family home loan, guarantee program, dollars. We just talked about that. I don't think it's going to be here. Yeah, it's not going to be here. All right, I got to pause y'all again because I got to pull up somebody's document that I put it in. So this is an actual document that I've constructed. It says the agreement supported by the note, highlighted that the insurance was put in place in the unlikely event that one would at some point be unable to pay as agreed. This is precisely how the trust is to be construed. Note the following principles at law. Corpus Juris Secundum, Book 90, Trust, Section 161. Rights of construction states, and you guys will find this in the website under Corpus Juris Secundum Notes, okay? It is a rule of equity that once a trust is created, it is thereafter to be treated as a trust. They have no choice. So because it's a deed of trust, it has to be treated as a deed of trust. Sorry, Jerry Lewis. Trust, CJS Book 90, 2000 edition, Section 205. Intentions of the creator, grantor, settler, grantor, trustor, grantor. You, the borrower, are the grantor, trustor, settlor, creator. All words meaning the same thing. The primary or cordial rule in construction of trust is that the court must effectuate the intentions of the creator, the trustor, the grantor, the settlor, you, the borrower. But you don't communicate with them as the borrower. You come in under the capacity as the grantor. The intentions of the creator, grantor, settler, creator, controls the construction of the trust, or the intention governs or prevails. In other words, whatever the intentions of the trustor, whatever the deed of trust says, they have to follow. A construction enabling the trustee in their discretion to frustrate rather than to carry out the settler's intention will not be adopted unless the language and the tenor of the trust instrument admits no other construction. In other words, if the trust agreement does not allow them to interfere with your duties, foreclosing on your house without applying for mortgage default insurance, they can't do it. The construction of the trust instrument depends on the trustor's intent at the time of the execution, as shown on the face of the document. Well, I'm going to stop there, ladies and gentlemen. Did you know the document said that they were to apply for mortgage insurance, default insurance? It was in place just in case the borrower could not pay. Mortgage default insurance is part of all trust agreements. Well, excuse me, deed of trust agreements. It's also part of all of your mortgage agreements, which is part of the deed of trust. You see, what's happening here is you are not supposed to know about the mortgage default insurance. The attorneys didn't even know. Did you hear him? I've been doing this for 13 years and nobody's ever brought this up. Okay? You're not supposed to know. You're not supposed to be aware of this. You're not supposed to be aware of the Single Family Home Guaranteed Loan Program. Title 7, 1901.508 of Code of Federal Regulations, Section C1. Ladies and gentlemen, also, I didn't come up with that. It was my putting on video and asking people for their help in finding out where that law was. And they sent it to me, so I give them the credit for that. But please understand, I have not stopped talking about this. I'm on the same stuff I was talking about years ago. I'm still talking about the same stuff. I haven't jumped to no new process. You don't see me going around talking about, oh no, we got something new we working on. Yeah, we got the super duper process. Our process is 100,000 times better than Morris's and Garris's and Taurus's. Man, this is the process of the century. Shoot, oh no, we're only charging $10 for people to come to my seminar. You don't see me doing no bulls like that. I told y'all I will not pimp you. Before my feet even hit America's soil, ladies and gentlemen, Puerto Rico is America's soil. Yeah, right. Anyway, before my feet even got anywhere on the continental United States soil, people were already making plans for me to do seminars without ever consulting with me. Ladies and gentlemen, the thing is, I probably will do a couple of seminars in the coming year, and we'll only talk about the things that I'm not talking about on video, but most of it I'm going to tell you on video. Look, I've already given you all the clues to the infinite state, everything that I know, all the stuff that I figured out, even the point that I just told you tonight, that by creating the affidavit and getting it notarized, you have created a separation, and you put that separation on the record. And now you stand behind your separation, and you go and you get your Treasury Direct account, and you get your Fidelity account, and you start, all right, you got me, depositing your instruments into your accounts. Remember, certificate means proof of title, proof of ownership of property. So you deposit your security interest because you've gained control of your securities. Go back and look at 31 CFR 363.06.11.27. The Treasury Direct account is the primary account.
The accounts with Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase Manhattan Bank, Capital One, and any of the other idiot banks are minor accounts because you got them when you were in minorhood. But now you need to get out of that hood and come on over to adulthood. And in adulthood, you get to have a primary banking account with the United States Treasury where things are deposited directly to you.
You just follow the instructions. Follow the stupid statute. That's all I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pointing you to their dumb statutes and telling you to follow them. Why? Because what kind of trouble can you get into following their statutes? Well, that makes me subject to their jurisdiction. And for those idiots who say stupid things like that, that means you haven't learned. As long as you remain a minor, and Paul says this, as long as the heir remains a minor, he's no different than a slave. So as long as you stay in that minor mental attitude, you will be a slave and you will never achieve anything. This is all about status and standing. Take care of your status and your standing and stop being minors. Okay? Stop following what other people are doing. Do your own research, people. Do your own research and homework. For each one of you are adults and you're responsible for your own actions. So start being responsible adults and do your own research. I've been saying this going on 16 years. Do your own research. Do your own research. All I'm doing is pointing out certain things to you. You should be the one going behind me and saying, yeah, well, I don't think he was right about that, so I'm going to go prove him wrong. My father did it to me. Told my father, I ain't going to no Kingdom Hall no more. No, forget that. Nope, you said when I turned 15, I ain't got to go. So I didn't go. Disappointed him. So look on that man's face. He was disappointed. Walked out of that house with his head down. But he made a promise to us. When we turn 15, we can make our own choices. I wasn't making a decision not to go to the Kingdom Hall. I was saying, my father, it is impossible that that man was smart enough to have found something that was legitimate. That was the truth. So I was going to find out for myself. There had to be another one out there. There had to be two truths out there, I said. When there's only one absolute truth. You cannot have two truths. You can only have one truth. Okay? But I was going to find the other one. Asked everybody in my junior high school. At the age of 15, I asked them all. Talked to everybody. Even had a Mormon church in front of my school, Emerson Junior High School, Westwood, Los Angeles. Asked everybody for 9 months almost, ladies and gentlemen. Asking them about their religion, what they believe, about the Bible. And I came to find out most of them were idiots. Most of the kids in school went to so-called church just to be going because their parents made them. The other ones didn't go at all. While everybody was out there playing basketball or going to the arcade or going to parks and going to the movies. I was in, while they were eating lunch, while they were eating nutrition, while they were eating breakfast, I was in the library, the school library, going through books. The greatest thing my mother did when I was a child, besides helping to rear me, was she bought the World Book Encyclopedias. Man, let me tell you something. She could not have done a better job. Because while everybody else was outside playing, riding on their bikes, I was in those encyclopedias, searching and researching and searching and researching. So please understand that my knowledge, although vast, comes from things like just reading up on something just to be reading up on it through an encyclopedia. I don't read books, ladies and gentlemen, because a book is just written by one man. No. I don't want something where one man's opinion rules the day. I want something where a group of men are staking their reputation on it. And so I read things like encyclopedias, journals, by a group of men, such as Corpus Juris Secundum, where the group of men who put that together are all the judges with their opinions. It's an encyclopedia. Corpus Juris Secundum is a legal encyclopedia. And I'll go through that because it has all those opinions and it puts it all together. And I get to see the courts using the same phrases when they make a ruling. The exact same phrases. They're not intelligent. They rule the way they do, say things the way they say them. And I just showed you the United States Supreme Court said as a article of merchandise, there is a difference. But as a medium of exchange, the law knows no difference between the two. The Supreme Court said that. They said it on purpose. There's no difference between a coin dollar and a note dollar. They did that to throw you guys off, making you think that they're talking about the difference in paper and metal. They weren't talking about difference in paper and metal. Get rid of the word coin and put the word dollar. The difference between $1 and another, there is no difference. They're all dollars. $100 bill, or as it says on the bill, $100 with an S, is still equal to a dollar. You don't believe me? Ask somebody to prove that wrong. Ask somebody to prove Butler versus Thompson has been overturned. Ask somebody to prove that Congress has, since 1933, May 12th, affixed a value to the bills. They only said they were able to put them up in denominations. We already read all the other codes. They kept it the same. The only problem is some of the reading on the dollars, when they were promissory notes, because they used to be called promissory notes, they actually had a promise to pay. I just read to you the promises to pay someone $10. So they were a promise to pay, but go and take a look at them now. They're not promissory notes anymore. They're just Federal Reserve notes, private property. See, you can learn a lot from a dummy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I put up a story yesterday, Craig, Brian, and Keith. I did it, but I haven't put it up on the internet yet. I'll be putting it up tonight with this. Short, less than 15 minutes. But I'm going to put that up because I like Craig, Brian, and Keith. And with all of that being said, ladies, gentlemen, I do hope that you've paid attention to this video, because I promise you, if I haven't given you information before, I've given you everything you need to start navigating yourself through this system. I hope that you can understand now while the hour-style money orders have worked, while the United States postal money orders have worked. There's an art to all this madness. All right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and by the way, I put a $1 bill on each of those papers, taped it to it. It's also going to have a international money order for $890,000, and I'm sending that under my name, not under the individual's name, under mine. See, I established some credit with the U.S. Treasury when I sent them $690 trillion 5 times 4 years ago. They never returned it, so acceptance is acceptance. Okay, so I was just building credit for myself. So I figure I got a quadrillion worth of money orders to put together. Yeah, I ain't stopping. I haven't learned my lesson because I don't fear easily. I don't cower. As Paul would say, and as the book of Proverbs would say, what can man do to me? The trembling of men is the trembling at men is what lays a snare. I'm not ready to be caught in anybody's snare, so I'm not going to tremble because somebody says, we're going to arrest you. For what? You better give me a reason. There must be something I've done. But if you're just saying you're going to arrest me, I'm not going to fight you. Come on, let's go. Let's play. I told you guys, I'm ready to play. Put me in, coach. So I appreciate your worrying about me. But unlike others who've walked away because they were under a little bit of pressure, and I don't like the fact that some of the guys charge you all so much of those FRNs that they didn't pay the taxes that they were required to pay, and they ended up getting them for tax evasion. That's their trick. That's their game. But they can't get me for that because I don't do that. If I did charge somebody, it's for exactly what I did. No profit. So nobody can come after me telling me I owe them taxes on something that is worthless. Oh God, did I not give another clue? Oops, I'm sorry. I can't be giving out all these clues. You guys got to do your own research. And I'm going to shut up now because I'm going to tell y'all too much. And y'all going to be saying, Brett said this and Brett said that. And Brett said if we don't do this and we don't know, Brett ain't said nothing. All I did, I was just talking. And I'm going to stop talking. I'm talking. Yes, indeed, I'm talking. Have a good evening, everyone. It's 9:55 Sunday, October 23rd, 2016. And I get to say goodbye to the United States for a couple of days. I hope it's only a couple of days, but if not, if it's another 15 months or another 2.5 years, it doesn't matter. I can handle what's coming my way. Are you ready to handle what's coming yours? Once again, everyone, this is Eon. That's right, because when I come back, that name will be changed. From this point forward, I will be Eon. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and continue to do safe research. Have a good evening.